Hello everyone, welcome back to our monthly look at what upcoming games are worth paying attention to. Here's some stuff I think you could look forward to this August. First up, we have got Abyssus, a game that wasn't even on my radar. Like, I hadn't even heard of it until putting this month's list together, but man, it actually looks quite good. This is a 4-player co-op FPS roguelite in a world that feels very BioShock inspired, with an aesthetic that the developer refers to as brine punk. Everything in the game revolves around brine, a resource that's found in the deepest fathoms of the sea. You and your team play as what are called brine punk explorers, setting out to claim a massive deposit located beneath the ruins of an ancient civilization. Now, solo play is an option, but ideally you'll be teaming up, choosing synergistic loadouts, skills, suits, and weapon mods, and then working together to fight through this merciless roguelite gauntlet where no two runs are the same. So the game features 64 handcrafted levels. These are then procedurally sequenced to make every run unique, and as you progress, you'll be unlocking new upgrades and tactical choices. There's a lot of different things to pick from here. There's 8 total weapons with 45 weapon mods that really mix it up, and then you've got skills to upgrade and different suits that will be tailoring to different playstyles. Some of the key features listed over on Steam include visceral, fast-paced FPS action with top-notch weapon feel and combat responsiveness, and I gotta say, from the gameplay footage I've seen, they do appear to live up to this bullet point. Like, it seems like pretty solid looking FPS action. There is roguelite meta progression with advancements, rewards, and unlocks to work towards, extensive pre-run and in-run character customization options, 36 different enemy types with 4 bosses that put your skills to the test, and again, as mentioned, they have up to 4 players in co-op. So yeah, I've watched a few gameplay videos, and I gotta say, this went from being a game that wasn't even on my radar to one that I am absolutely gonna be checking out this month. I think this looks really cool. Abyssus launches on August 12th. There is also a demo currently available over on Steam if you want to give it a look for free prior to release. Next up is Sword of the Sea. This is an exploration adventure game developed and published by Giant Squid, the studio behind Abyssus and The Pathless. Now, both of their prior games are highly regarded and well rated on Steam, so here is hoping that their next one lives up to the same quality. I think it's also worth noting that this game is being directed by Matt Nava, who worked as the art director on Journey, another indie darling. So in Sword of the Sea, you play as a wraith who explores this abandoned, desolate world, attempting to bring it back to life. You do this by navigating through the world on a hover sword, which is like part snowboard, part skateboard, and a hoverboard all rolled into one. Then as you explore, you collect these ocean seeds, which you then deposit at key locations, bringing water back to the desert wasteland. Then returning the ocean to the world opens up new opportunities for surfing, with the returning marine life opening up new paths of exploration. Now, beyond being a game about exploration and telling some story, it's also kind of a trick game, because as mentioned, this hover sword acts as a snowboard skateboard hybrid, and as such, there's all sorts of tricks, flips, slides, and grinds that you can do. So you actually move faster in the ocean regions, letting you build up momentum and launch off giant ramps. There's even combat in the game, in a sense, where you'll be taking on these large creatures called leviathans, and there's a collectible resource, Tetra, that you will sell to vendors to unlock new tricks that you can do as you're moving around the world. This looks like yet another nice, endearing exploration game with chill vibes. I love the visual style. Sword of the Sea launches on August 19th for PC and PlayStation. Gears of War is making a return this month with Reloaded, a remaster of the 2006 original, although this is not the first. Actually, it's the second remaster, because of course there's 2 remasters of the game. The Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which was the prior remaster, came out back in 2015, so I guess it's been 10 years. Which just blows my mind. Yes, it's been 10 years since 2015. It is indeed 2025. So Gears of War Reloaded offers an updated version of the original title, of course. Now, this includes the post-launch content, as well as a bonus campaign act, multiplayer maps, characters, and cosmetics. As for some additional enhancements and improvements, those include 4K resolution and 60 frames per second for the game's campaign, while supporting 120 FPS in the competitive multiplayer. There's some PC-first features like ultra-wide combat support, a benchmark mode, a variable refresh rate, mouse and keyboard support. They've got FSR and DLSS super resolution support, as well as controller remapping if you want to move some of your binds around. And this is really nice, they also have cross-play and cross-progression. Love to see it. Now, I am quite nostalgic for the original Gears of War, so I would definitely be interested in jumping in, even if it was just for like a couple of days of goofing off in the multiplayer with friends. Gears of War Reloaded is set to release on August 26th for PC, Xbox, and yes, PlayStation, even PlayStation. It's coming to PlayStation. All right, from a remaster to a full-on remake, this month also sees the release of Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, an updated and enhanced version of the original 2004 game, Metal Gear Solid 3. We'll be getting to relive the same gripping story and engrossing world with all new graphics and 3D audio, enhancing the experience on top of a bunch of new improvements and changes. Now, I never actually played MGS3 back in the day, and after watching trailers for this, it looks unbelievable, like amazing. I cannot wait. Most of my MGS experience was with the very first game on PlayStation, and I adored it, but man, like Snake Eater looks unreal. So the game is said to be returning to the core mechanics of the original. You'll be controlling Snake, traversing a variety of environments while going through this gripping story, while also attempting to stay hidden, avoiding enemies, traps, and surveillance systems. As you progress and advance the story, you'll also be unlocking additional melee weapons, firearms, and gadgets, opening up all sorts of new options for stealth and combat. There are a few new additions and quality of life improvements, like the inclusion of crouch walking and using firearms in third person. Also, some more immersion with physical damage like cuts and bruises now reflected permanently across Snake's body. There's also an improved camo system with object permanence, so leaves falling from trees can actually stick onto your gear, and crawling across mud and dirt will leave stains on clothing. You're even going to see tears and bullet holes from taking damage from bladed weapons and ranged weapons. And also, they have got both the classic as well as modernized control styles available, depending on what you prefer. Now, beyond the base game that you'll be playing through, there are the additional modes of Snake vs. Monkey, a mini game where you try to round up these escaped apes, and then Fox Hunt, and this sounds awesome. This is an all-new online multiplayer mode, which seems more or less like Metal Gear Online. This mode makes use of stealth and survival elements to deliver this exciting hide-and-seek style back-and-forth gameplay, they say, against other players. I mean, this looks awesome. I'm really excited to see more here. This could be really fun. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater will be launching on August 28th for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. All right, so those are the games that I'm most looking forward to this month. Now on to our honorable mentions. Mafia: The Old Country is a cinematic action game that lets you experience a gritty mob story set in the brutal underworld of 1900s Sicily. This is a prequel to the first game and the fourth main entry in the franchise. Here you play as Enzo Favara, doing what you must to prove your worth to the family. So the game is set in Sicily during 1900s. As I mentioned, it's set in a fictional town of San Celeste. As you can see by the footage here, this is a third-person action game. It's got a narrative-driven campaign with what looks to be mostly linear environments taking you from one story beat to the next. After checking out some recent trailers, we saw the game showcasing a strong emphasis on cutscenes and story, with gameplay woven in between. There were like stealth takedowns, throwing knives, gunfights, and even melee brawls. The trailer also showed a few car and horse chasing sequences, and it has some solid looking gameplay, graphics and animations. Like, not bad. It's not super top of line. I saw some people complaining about how this game looks, but for what they're trying to deliver, perfectly serviceable. I think it looks neat. Mafia: The Old Country launches on August 8th for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Who is ready for some more extraction games? Well, ready or not, they are coming. Dungeon Stalkers is a new PvEVP dungeon crawler where you will join forces to take on other players and monsters in search of equipment and treasure, and then trying to escape with all of that alive. They say the game combines the essence of traditional dungeon RPGs with the thrill of escape survival. You play as a stalker. These are the different character classes basically with their own unique skills and playstyles. Matches are modified by the Witch's Curse, which comes with a range of different negative effects. So, you know, you jump in, you look for loot, you defeat AI enemies, you deal with other real players, and then you try to escape with your valuables alive, being stronger for the next run. You get the gist. It's a dungeon extraction game. If I'm being honest here, though, the gameplay that I've seen for this does not look so good, but it is an extraction game. I like the genre, so I'm just kind of throwing this one in here. Maybe it'll surprise me. Dungeon Stalkers will be be launching on August 13th. Lost Soul Aside is a single-player action RPG that has you embarking on an epic odyssey to save your younger sister and the whole of humanity from a mysterious dimensional invader. I feel like I've heard this story before, right? This game has apparently got a fast, dynamic combat system with skills, abilities, and combo chains that are further amplified by your weapon's unique special stats. There are defensive options, of course. You can dodge and parry incoming attacks from the various menacing creatures and towering bosses. And the developer has said that their goal is for combat to be simple to grasp but challenging to perfect. You've got total freedom to fight your own way with swapping weapons, mixing attack patterns as you learn enemy movements. Other features include you're able to harness potent skills granted by this dragon-like creature called Arena, unlocking a variety of abilities to boost attack damage, enhance healing, and generate protective barriers. You'll collect a diverse array of weapons that will define your playstyle, each with different capabilities, and you'll get to enhance and customize each of those weapons using special fragments discovered during your adventure. I mean, this looks genuinely well made. I'm not sure if I'm going to get around to playing it this month. There's other stuff that I'm interested around when this comes out, but I definitely wanted to let you know about it because it seems good. Lost Soul Aside will be launching on August 29th, coming to PC and PlayStation. Now, there were originally 2 other games that were supposed to be on this month's list, but both of them got delayed. Those are Morbid Metal, a really pleasant surprise that I found, this hack and slash action roguelite that has you shapeshifting, swapping characters in real time to perform combos. This looks genuinely pretty darn good. Now, it did get pushed back to a release of sometime in the fall of this year, but I just wanted to let you know, this game seems neat. It's coming out in the coming months, and also there's a demo available on Steam, so you can actually try it out for yourself right now. And then the other game was Dying Light the Beast. Again, this was supposed to come out on August 22nd. However, about a week or so ago, they pushed that back to September 19th. They're just trying to take some extra time to improve the game with the usual explanations like, hey, we want to make this as good as it can possibly be. I'm hopeful. I liked the first Dying Light. The second one I thought was okay. I didn't get into it as much as the first, but regardless, there's a new Dying Light coming out. Was supposed to be this month, but just want to let you know, yes, it has been delayed until September 19th. And then also, before we go, 2 beta tests I want to tell you about. First up, Bellatores is an upcoming action combat MMO that looks a lot like many other upcoming action combat MMOs, but that thought aside, they do have a playtest for this particular game that's running from July the 30th until August the 3rd. So as of watching this video, there's probably only a couple of days left. It's a really short test, but just wanted to tell you about it. And then also Blue Protocol Star Resonance. This has a beta from August 15th to the 20th, and you can register any time between now and up till August 14th if you want to check that out. So apparently, like when Blue Protocol came out originally, it wasn't really an MMO. Well, this is like an updated version that's more MMO. It seems like it's also going to have a lot of pay to win. I've heard as much anyways. In fact, I think the test for this game has stuff that you can buy. Like literally, they're going to let you spend real money in this 5-day beta test. Love it. Fantastic. Hey there, pardon the interruption, Force from the future here. So since recording and editing this video, another beta test was announced that I certainly think is worth adding to the list. Battlefield 6 had a huge showcase and announcement this week with the release date revealed as October 10th, but pertinent to this video is the fact that they'll be running beta tests throughout the month of August. Things officially kick off on August 7th with access initially being granted via Twitch drops for the first 2 days. If you don't care for that, although honestly it's a pretty easy thing, you can literally just boot up a Twitch stream, have it linked, have your accounts linked, and just let it run in the background for however long they're going to make you watch it before they give you a key. But if you don't want to go through even that relatively easy hassle, things are going to be opening up officially to everyone for the open beta, which begins a couple of days later on August 9th, and then runs for the rest of that weekend. Then the following weekend, there's a second round of open testing from August 14th to the 17th. And yeah, there you go. If you want to check out Battlefield 6 early, you're going to have a couple of opportunities to do so. Now, I gotta say, having watched the reveal trailers along with a couple of gameplay videos, this sure looks a heck of a lot like Battlefield. Literally just watching these videos muted, I was like, hey, this looks cool, right? The question, of course, remains though, if the game itself and everything comes together, if it's gonna click with fans of the franchise. As we all know, 2042 notoriously was not well received, at least its initial offerings. I don't know if things changed throughout the course of that game's lifespan, but people didn't really like 2042 when it first came out, so we'll see if Battlefield 6 lands any better for them. But yeah, looking at this footage, it looks crazy, hectic, looks like like a good time, hoping it's fun to play as well. I'll at least be diving in to check it out for these beta tests. All right, let's get back to the original video. As for what I'm going to be playing this month, well, I am 100% going to be checking out Abyssus. This was a really, really nice surprise. Again, didn't really know about the game, saw a couple gameplay videos and was like, holy crap, this looks like it could be awesome. So 100% going to be jumping into that. I would also like to check out Sword of the Sea as well as the Gears of War Master. Each of these games, probably just a couple of days is what I would expect to spend with them. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, 1000% playing this. Like, I'm having not played the original MGS3, I am very, very excited. It's going to be a vast improvement, hopefully, and I also really want to check out that multiplayer mode. And then I'm definitely going to look at the beta test for Bellatores and Blue Protocol because they're MMOs. I basically have to. And Path of Exile 2 is apparently supposed to be getting a big update in August. Also, I believe Last Epoch, so some more hack and slash ARPGs we'll be playing. Now, beyond that, I am also hoping to jump into Abiotic Factor this month. That is the plan anyways. First, though, I'm going to be playing Grounded 2 as that comes out very soon here. In fact, it's probably out by the time you watch this video. Honestly, man, as a fan of survival games, like, this has been one heck of a year. There's been a lot of stuff to be excited about. So yeah, good stuff. All right, well, that is it for our video today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If there's anything big that you're looking forward to in August that I happen to miss, let me know in the comments below. Oh, I'm always looking for more games to play and talk about, so absolutely. But that's it for today. Thank you again. I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.